Mental health for migration, adapting to a new country.
Hey.
Hi, I'm doctor and psychotherapist Valentina Orosa. In this video, you will find out how adapting to a new country affects well-being. You will learn what kind of feelings and thoughts the adaptation period may awaken. Moving into a new country is a big change. The entire past life is left behind. Everyone will have to give up something important. A person may lose their home and get separated from their loved ones. In the new home country, almost everything is new. The language, climate, people and society. All this strains the mind. We each adapt to a new country at a different pace. One person may adapt quickly, where another needs a lot of time. However, most people go through certain phases and feelings. These phases are 5, and next we will get to know them. The first impression is that life in the new country is good and easy. The new country may in the beginning seem better than it actually is. The feeling may be excited and hopeful. The first phase of adaptation is therefore called the honeymoon phase. A person can, for example, think that they will learn the new language easily and will soon be getting a job. Normally, the honeymoon ends quite soon. Many start to notice that one's own expectations do not meet the reality. After the initial excitement comes the shock phase. The feeling is no longer as positive. A person notices that there are also challenges and difficulties in life in Finland. The language is hard to learn and it's difficult to get a job. One may feel alone and left out. Some people may feel that things were better in the old home country than here in the new one. Everyone reacts differently to disappointments. This is why the third phase of adaptation is called reaction phase. The disappointment phase is followed by strong emotions. Some may feel tired or sad, another irritated and angry. These emotions are normal. One needs to experience and go through them. The phase of the adaptation process is hard, but important. Mourning and meeting one's emotions help to accept the situation such as it is. This is when recovery begins and things get easier. In the beginning, it may be easy. You get safety, asylum, you get livelihood. Once you start learning the language, it also seems easy. Where have you come from and where did you come from and what does this cost? These are easy. But when you want to talk about deep stuff, talk about feelings, talk about the society, it's not easy. A person gets depressed in a way that this or I will come to nothing. I won't learn the Finnish language and nobody speaks to me. The neighbor does not greet me. I was depressed for 3 months and cried a lot. I was thinking that I want to go back to Mauritania. After that, I sat at home and told myself that, Aisha, you need to start over. I stood in the front of the mirror and told myself, Aisha, you can succeed, you can. You must not just sit at home. I need to start over here. My life has been filled with all kinds of things. Longing for my country, family, parents, relatives. Events in the home country, incidents that have happened to my loved ones and those who are close to me, they affect us even here, our well-being. There are many close loved ones that have left the world, and we did not even get the opportunity to say goodbye. The situation changes, wars in the country, the suffering of the own people, etc. These are moments that make you think, feel different emotions. It has been such a roller coaster. Feeling grief heals a person. Therefore, the fourth phase is called the mending phase. Little by little, the feeling gets better. You may feel longing and homesickness, but also trust in the future becomes stronger and hope and a positive attitude towards life return. In the last adaptation phase, people redirect themselves or acquire a new direction. Slowly the mind will adapt to the change and the strong emotions stabilize. A person learns to function in the new country and the daily routines start to flow smoothly. The new country starts to feel like home. We had a challenging life at the camp. There was no school, no food, no medicine. There was no future there. But here, now we have a future. I always miss Syria. But Finland feels like a warm home now. I want to live here and work here and do everything, like starting a family here. Home is here. I think positively. Because I study, I am working, my children are safe. There is a big difference. One may consider that the adaptation to a new country happens in waves. Sometimes things are easier, sometimes harder. Joy, disappointment, anger and sorrow alternate among themselves. Let's go through the phases of adaptation process once more. First, one moves to a new country. The mood is usually good at that point. The honeymoon phase begins. This is when spirits are very high and positive. One feels relief, excitement and anticipation. Next comes the shock phase. It is then that a person notices that life in the new country is not that easy. They may feel disappointed and lonely. Spirits drop. In the reaction phase, irritation, anger and helplessness are common feelings. Spirits are low and tiredness and sleeping problems are common. The person feels grief. From grief, mending phase begins. This is when one may feel homesick. Slowly, faith in the future starts to return. Spirits begin to rise. In the last phase, a person takes up a new direction, and the mind adapts to change. One starts to own their daily routines and life, with its joys and sorrows returns to normal. The mood is mostly good then. You probably noticed that emotions and thoughts vary in different times. Do trust that things will improve, even if it does not always feel so. The most important thing is to accept all emotions and be kind to yourself. In what phase of the adaptation process are you right now? What kind of emotions do you feel? What do you need? Now we have familiarized ourselves with the different phases of adapting to a new country. Also watch our other videos on the topic of mind, well-being and adapting into Finland. Thank you and see you again.